How fashion is related to one's identity? Introduction. Fashion has forever been a strong medium for people to communicate their one-of-a-kind personalities. Whether it's through clothing, extras, or haircuts, fashion assumes a critical part in molding one's identity and imparting who they are to the world. In this article, we will investigate how fashion entwines with character, its effect on self-articulation, and the advancing patterns that mirror the different idea of individual style. Body. 1. Verifiable viewpoint on fashion and personality. Fashion has been interlaced with personality over the entire course of time. From antiquated civic establishments to the current day, clothing decisions have reflected cultural standards, social convictions, and individual inclinations. In antiquated Egypt, for instance, the pharaohs wore elaborate articles of clothing and hats to grandstand their power and divine nature. Likewise, during the Renaissance, the privileged decorated themselves with rich textures and fancy assistants to imply their societal position. 2. Fashion as a device for self-articulation. Fashion fills in as a useful asset for self-articulation, permitting people to convey their qualities, convictions, and characters. Through apparel decisions, individuals can convey their innovativeness, certainty, and, surprisingly, their political or social affiliations. For example, punk design arose as a subculture during the 1970s with its defined style representing a dismissal of standard society and a longing for singularity. 3. Social character and fashion. Fashion likewise assumes an essential part in communicating social personality. Conventional clothing, like the kimono in Japan or the sari in India, addresses social legacy as well as celebrates variety. As of late, there has been a flood in the fame of social combination style, where customary components are integrated into contemporary plans, making a lovely mix of societies. 4. Orientation, character, and fashion. Fashion has for some time been related with orientation standards, yet as of late, there has been a critical shift towards breaking these limits. The ascent of sexually unbiased style has tested customary orientation jobs, permitting people to communicate their actual selves without adjusting to cultural assumptions. Creators and brands are currently making assortments that commend smoothness and inclusivity, giving a stage to individuals to investigate their orientation character unreservedly. 5. Practical fashion and individual qualities. In a time of expanded ecological cognizance, economical fashion has arisen as a huge pattern. Numerous people presently focus on eco-accommodating and morally made apparel, adjusting their fashion decisions to their own qualities. Maintainable style not just permits people to communicate their anxiety for the planet yet additionally shows a pledge to social obligation and moral practices. And fashion fills in as a strong type of self-articulation, permitting people to convey their characters, social legacy, and individual qualities. From verifiable impacts to current patterns, the fashion business keeps on developing, giving a stage to individuals to embrace their uniqueness and celebrate variety. As society advances, it is fundamental to perceive and value the job fashion plays in molding our characters, encouraging inclusivity, and advancing self-articulation. Thus, the following time you spruce up, recall that each fashion decision you create is an open door to communicate who you are to the world.